Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Adipati Asin Ramawan, and I'm gonna answer this exercise. Passage 1. The Mason-Dixon line is often considered by Americans to be a demarcation between the North and the South. It is in reality the boundary that separates the states of Pennsylvania from Maryland and parts of West Virginia. Prior to the Civil War, the southern boundary of Pennsylvania separated the non-slave states to the north from the slave states to the south. The Mason-Dixon line was established well before the Civil War as a result of a boundary dispute between Pennsylvania and Maryland. Two English astronomers, Charles Mason and Jeremiah Dixon, were called to survey the area and officially mark the boundary between the two states. The survey was completed in 1767, and the boundary was marked with stones, many of which remain to this day. Number 1. The best title for the passage would be D. The History of Mason-Dixon Line. 2. Look at the word "it" in paragraph 1. Click on the word or phrase that it refers to. The Mason-Dixon line. 3. Click on the drawing that shows the location of Mason-Dixon line. C. Number 4. It can be inferred from the passage that before the Civil War, A. Pennsylvania was south of the Mason-Dixon line. Number 5. The passage states all of the following about Mason and Dixon, except that D. They surveyed the area of the boundary between Pennsylvania and Maryland. Number 6. The passage indicates that the Mason-Dixon line was identified with C. A stone wall. Number 7. Click on the paragraph that explains why the Mason-Dixon line was established. Paragraph 2. Number 8. The paragraph following the passage most probably discusses D. What happened to the Charles Mason and Jeremiah Dixon. Passage 2. Manic depression is another psychiatric illness that mainly affects the mood. A patient suffering from this disease will alternate between periods of manic excitement and extreme depression, with or without relatively normal periods in between. The changes in mood suffered by a manic depressive patient go far beyond the day-to-day mood changes experienced by the general population. In the period of manic excitement, the mood elevation can become so intense that it can result in extended insomnia, extreme irritability, and heightened aggressiveness. In the period of depression, which lasts for several weeks or months, a patient experiences feelings of general fatigue, uselessness, and hopelessness, and in serious cases may contemplate suicide. Number 9. The paragraph preceding the passage most probably discusses C. How moods are determined. Number 10. The topic of this passage is D. The mood changes of manic depression. 11. Click on the drawing of the person who most likely a manic depressive patient in manic phase. A. Number 12. The passage indicates that most people experience occasional shifts in mood. Number 13. Look at the word in the passage. Click on the word or phrase it refers to. Mood elevation. Number 14. The passage implies that C. The depressive phase of this disease can be more harmful than the manic phase. Passage 3. Unlike earlier campaign, the 1960 presidential campaign featured a politically innovative and highly influential series of televised debates in the contest between the Republicans and the Democrats. Debates that could be viewed by such a wide audience had never before been a part of the presidential campaign. And through these debates, the far-reaching medium of television showed how effective it could be in influencing the outcome of an election. The two parties to face off in the election selected very different candidates. John Kennedy, a young senator from Massachusetts without much experience and recognition in national politics, established an early lead among Democratic hopefuls and was nominated on the first ballot at the Los Angeles Convention to be the representative of the Democratic Party in the presidential elections. The older and more experienced Richard Nixon, then serving as Vice President of the United States under Eisenhower, received the nomination of the Republican Party. Both Nixon and Kennedy campaigned vigorously throughout the country and then took the unprecedented step of appearing in face-to-face debates on television. Experts in the politics of presidential election contend that debates were a pivotal force in the election. In form of viewership of more than 100 million citizens, Kennedy masterfully overcame Nixon's advantage as the better-known and more experienced candidates and reversed the public perception of him as too inexperienced and immature for the presidency. In an election that was extremely close, it was perhaps these debates that brought victory to Kennedy. Number 15. The paragraph preceding the passage most likely discussed A. Presidential election prior to 1960. Number 16. B. Which of the following best expresses the main idea of the passage? B. Television debates were instrumental in the outcome of the 1960 presidential election. Number 17. Look at the word "it" in paragraph 1. Click on the word or phrase that it refers to. Debates. Number 18. The passage implies that Kennedy C. was not front runner in the race for the Democratic presidential nomination. Number 19. The passage states that the television debates between presidential candidates in 1960 B were the final televised debate. Number 20. Which of the following is not mentioned about Richard Nixon? A. He was serving as Vice President. 21. The passage states that in the debates with Nixon, Kennedy demonstrated to the American people that he was C. better known than Nixon. Number 22. The pronouns him in line 17 refers to A. John Kennedy. Number 23. Click on the paragraph that describes the two candidates in the election. Paragraph 10. That's it for me. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.